California, stay away from here. Stay away from here now. Don't come in here. Whatever you hear, stay away. John Doe has the upper hand. Mills!
Here he comes.
What?
I wish I could have lived like you did.
Shut up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you hear me, detective? I'm trying to tell you how much I admire you. And your pretty wife.
What?
Tracy.
What'd you fucking say?
It's disturbing how easily a member of the press can purchase information from the men in your precinct. I visited your home this morning. After you'd left. I tried to play husband. I tried to taste the life of a simple man. It didn't work out. So, I took a souvenir. Her pretty head.
What the fuck is he talking about? Give me your gun.
What's going on over there?
Put the gun
I
down.
saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not until you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
Welcome all to Fly By Films, the once or twice a month podcast where, using the magic of distance-defying tubes or something like that, we get together to discuss films that have been or will be forgotten. I'm Jamison Barsotti, and sitting next to me, very far away in Tulsa, Oklahoma, is my friend and co-host, Blake Collier. On this episode, we're going to be talking about the film The Box, and this film is pretty fun. This will be a fun episode. We also have a special guest on the episode. We have Thadd Harrington coming to us from... Where are you coming from, Dad?
Ames, Iowa.
Ames, Iowa.
Basically, throw a dart at the center of Iowa, and that's where it is.
All right. Is that?
It's interesting that you talked about darts and you live in Ames, Iowa, because you have to aim when you throw a dart.
Okay.
So that Ames.
It's like we do have
Iowa.
a system called the dart system or something like that. But how did you know about that? But Ames, yeah. Spelled differently. But.
It's funny because that turn of phrase usually means that you're not aiming, right? When you just throw a dart at something, you're just like not really paying attention.
That's if you're drunk, which most people playing darts are drunk.
Yeah. You are
because where else do you play darts but at a bar after drinking heavily? And the percentage, the likelihood of throwing said dart into a fleshy region of another person increases as the night goes on.
These are some deep thoughts, boys. I hope Richard Kelly is listening and taking notes to include this in his next film.
Wait, are you already throwing shade?
What?
Richard Kelly?
Me?
Richard Kelly just randomly sees words out in the ether and decides to put them into a script. Is this what you're saying?
The joke I was trying to make, which I don't, to be fair, I don't think I made it very well, was that his movies are often full of dialogue that has pretensions to brilliance and is actually just really awkward and bad. So I guess, yes, I am throwing shade already.
Thad,
you just got to throw some in the intro, so I couldn't say nothing.
Thad, you've done something that I don't think we have accomplished before, which is you've
Tell a
jumped.
funny joke.
No. All right.
Yes.
This is going to be a short episode. No, I'm just kidding. No, you jumped right into the film and talking about it immediately. Usually there's at least 40 minutes of bullshit before we start.
Oh no, this
shade
is
or-
still bullshit.
I'm sorry,
don't get
I
us
forgot
wrong
the
here.
rules of the podcast. I'll try to watch my step more carefully going forward.
Oh no,
No,
no, that don't ever use the word try on this podcast. That elicits effort, and we are a low effort podcast.
We are a tryless podcast.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you're trying right now, stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. So yeah.
So Thadd,
Kelly.
Okay.
wait, let's talk a little bit about Thadd. Because our listeners don't know Thadd, so let's get to know him a bit. And in fact, I don't know Thadd. I have met Thadd and talked to him for it looks like 11 minutes and 10 seconds as of now. So that's
I mean, there was some stuff we didn't record, to be fair, but
oh yeah, and some email correspondence and stuff like that. But
Yeah, that doesn't count.
well, as we learned from the brilliant short story we all read today, do you ever really know a person?
The answer to that is philosophically no.
Deep.
Whose philosophy though? Blake.
It's Jean Paul Sartre. I believe that's how you pronounce it in the original French.
Sartre.
Sartre.
Charter?
I mean, we have no proof that he actually ever did chart, so...
But we also, I don't think, have any proof that that's not how he pronounced it.
That is true. That is true. So, yeah, he's known for one of my favorite concepts. And then we'll get back to you, Thadd. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll have your time in the sun.
Yeah,
but
sit
we
over
need
in the
to
corner
deal with Sartre's idea of the absurdity of life, because he was. No, I'm getting the wrong guy. It's Camus. No one gives a shit about Sartre. It's Camus. Camus, that's the guy.
Camus and Charter.
I get the French existentialists mixed up. It's kind of like the transcendentalists. Like, who really cares which one's Emerson and which one's Thoreau? I mean, it's all the same shit.
If you want to be thorough about it, you would know.
Oh. Anyways, Thadd, you live in Iowa.
I do.
What do you do exactly?
That is a good question. You mean like for work or like?
No, it can be literally anything. What do you do?
What car do you drive?
2010 Toyota Corolla, black.
All right.
I like it. I like it. That's
I
very
drive
Conan O'Brien of you.
Yeah.
I
drive a Toyota.
It's very Conan O'Brien of you. He's had like the same Camry for like 25 years.
Oh, okay. His is probably more voluntary than mine. Like, his is by choice. Mine is by necessity.
That's true. His is by choice because that guy makes plenty of money. So.
No, but most of what I do is I teach at a online high school. I teach high school English, and then I also, when I'm not doing that, most of what I do is I'm the assistant manager at a Cold Stone here in Ames in my spare time. And then when I'm not doing one of those two things, I probably am either working out or playing Bloodborne. Those are mostly what I do with my free time right now.
I feel like that's actually a drop in the amount of jobs you had, because I feel like at one point you had 3 jobs. Am I wrong about that?
I don't think I ever did. I was so the last time I was on a podcast with you, Blake, back in in 2019, I was not at Cold Stone. I was still working at Hy-Vee Gas. It's a gas station
Hy-Vee
for
gas, yeah.
for people, listeners who don't know
I
what
know
Hy-Vee is.
Hy-Vee gas. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure Jamison probably does not. And again, I don't know how many of your listeners are from the Midwest, but yeah. And so I was working a lot more back then because like they paid me less because I was just a lowly clerk. Now I'm a high and mighty assistant manager, so they pay me a little bit more, so I don't work so many hours.
Nice.
But I don't think I've ever actually worked 3 jobs not
At the same
consecutively.
time.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contemporaneously, I think is the word I was looking for.
But would you like to enlighten our audience as to why you're working 2 jobs?
Well, my wife she went back to school. She wants to become a physician associate. So she's in school full time and working part time. But so somebody needed to, make up the income we lost when she quit her full time job. And the cats are just lazy sons of bitches. So that wasn't going to work out. So.
Hey, it's something we all have in common. We all have cats.
Have you tried?
I have a cat.
Have you tried asking your cats to get jobs?
Repeatedly.
How did they respond? They just
usually
into
by
that idea.
rolling over for belly rubs, or what? Like, well, one of them does that. The other one usually just cries for more food because he's so fat.
Yeah, we have a fat cat. His name is William Blake. I've talked about him a bit. And if you ever hear a cat screaming on our podcast, well, it could be Blake's cat because every once in a while Blake's cat talks. But more than likely it's William Blake screaming because he has this stupid squirrel that he just carries around and he carries it in his mouth and he has this mournful cry like, I have this squirrel for you. Please accept this gift. And no one ever pays attention to him. So,
aw, poor kitty.
Yeah,
he tries so hard.
He does. Yeah. He does. I've asked them to be on the podcast, but they don't want to do that either. So,
well, he actually was on one. Like the last time or the time before that, I don't remember which.
Unintentional.
All these kind of bleed together.
No.
Into one long ramble.
Very true.
But with moments of profundity. Ever so brief.
Yeah. I guess moments doesn't have to be a specific length of time. No. I was going to say that's generous, Blake. I appreciate it, but it's generous.
Let's be honest. It's mainly just Jamison who brings the profundity. I'm just there to mock.
So Thadd, we covered jobs, we covered car, we covered some of the free time and cats. But you also watch movies, or do you only watch movies when we force you to watch movies?
I religiously avoid movies until someone invites me to come on a podcast with them. I spend all of my movie watching hours just rewatching old episodes of Community.
And nailing down the very fine points of the show.
So exactly. Correct. Yeah. No, I was this is super embarrassing to bring up now, but I was going to make a joke. Since like listening to you guys and hearing you, I feel like I get to know you a little bit. So Jamison, I was going to tell you it's nice to know you and then meet you in that order, as since we both.
Yeah.
But
do you see what he did there?
Yeah, it would have been mildly amusing had I thought of it at the right time. But then when we got rolling with the episode, I forgot about it, and now it's just horrible.
Oh no, I like it.
I like those references. So
okay, well, you guys are too kind. No, I do watch movies, and in fact, I'm a little salty at Blake because both my brother and I told him he needs to go watch the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, and he just straight up refused. He just straight up said no, and like now it flopped at the box office, and like you have to take at least partial responsibility for that.
How did it flop at the box office?
I mean, it made like less than $200 million on a $150 million budget.
Oh, it
Like,
made less than $200 million. I feel like anytime like some of those movie producers and directors start bitching about the fact that their movies are not getting watched, I'm like, what? You still made more than the domestic gross of a small country. What the are you talking about?
Thad,
Yeah.
now that I know this, I've logged it in my brain that the Dungeons and Dragons movie is a movie that either has been or will be forgotten.
There
So
you go.
that means that I could choose it as my movie and force Blake to watch it.
you could, and it is available for buying and renting on Amazon Prime right now. So
Already?
yeah, I know. I was shocked
Dang.
too. Yeah, like I got an email from Amazon the other day. I don't know how they determined that I would like this movie, but they're like, you can buy it or rent it now, and I was like, I might as well buy it. I'm going to buy it eventually. So highly recommend. It's like it's just a lot of like fun. Like you don't have to know anything about D&D going into it. It's really enjoyable. It's fan service done right, where it doesn't interfere with the film. But if you catch the references, it's just like an extra bonus. And then it's like just good swords and sorcery, like Conan the Barbarian, if it was good type of thing.
Wait, we haven't covered that Conan the Barbarian is bad.
But
That's
do you guys,
not.
do you guys like Conan the
Dare you,
Barbarian?
sir?
You know,
I thought it was just kind of accepted that was just like a nostalgic movie, but not a very.
It is. It is. It is deeply nostalgic. But
I was not. Like, I was thinking. I don't know what I'm trying to. I was not trying to throw shade there. I was like thinking that this was an established fact in everyone's mind that Conan the Barbarian was.
This is an established fact by those film critics that get paid, and we don't deal with those people. We are the unpaid film critics.
Right, but
we
I've
are
never
proudly
met
unpaid.
someone who like genuinely thinks it's a good movie. Like they might like it because they saw it as children, and so it has nostalgic value. But okay, I'm sorry if I'm offending all your favorite movies, stepping on all the toes here.
So okay.
Yeah.
How about this? Thad, what is your favorite film? And we want your favorite film, not a movie. We don't deal in movies.
My favorite film.
Yes.
So
you can define that however you want.
The part of me that likes playing it safe and not getting made fun of would probably go with.
We don't want that. That is what the paid people want you to do.
I mean, so The Return of the King is like a film that I love a lot, and I think probably one of the best made films of all time. But if I had to go with like my personal favorite, it would probably be a very close race between Treasure Planet and Speed Racer, which are both movies that I personally love, but I completely get why people might not enjoy them at all. And but like at the same time, they're very personal to me. So like, if people don't like them, it feels a little like I'm being personally attacked.
Would you like to hear a really fun, true fact?
Do I have any choice?
Both of the movies you just named are better, verifiably better, than Return of the King.
Blake.
Period.
Hang on. Like, no. I want you to elaborate, but like that's not a fact.
No, please.
I don't elaborate.
Don't let him elaborate.
Say the truth, and I let it linger.
Oh, okay. All right.
Blake, you're wrong. Speed Racer is very, very good. I think I'm actually surprised that we all agree on that because I don't
You know
think
what's funny?
that's.
Me too.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen either of the movies he just named,
Oh,
but
well,
I
all
still
right.
know that they're verifiably better than the Return of the King.
Well, okay.
Ugh.
Now you're just being a troll. I don't know why that surprises me at all, but
Treasure Planet, I haven't watched as an adult and didn't really watch as a kid either, but my sisters did.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have a well-formed opinion on that one. But I really like Speed Racer. Uh, my wife is mouthing to me that she fucking loves Treasure Planet. So,
Okay.
and she gave me a thumbs up when I said that on the podcast. So between the two of us, we actually love those movies that you love. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool.
See, like I said,
Well,
better than
like,
Return of the King.
congratulations to both of you on marrying well, because like that's all I need to know about you guys to know that like you're a perfect couple.
yeah, we complete the perfect movie pair. So yeah.
Yeah, not all of us can be so lucky.
I mean, if
Like-
it makes you feel better, I showed my wife Speed Racer once, and she said that she liked it, but I've always had a sneaking suspicion that she is lying.
I think
But have you ever shown her Treasure Planet?
I don't think I have.
Well, that needs to be on the list because
Okay.
then you
Yeah.
can actually tell if she's lying to you or not.
I think if you like Speed Racer, that just means you like colors, right? And if you don't like Speed Racer, you might be offended by colors.
What does that mean to say you like colors? That'd be like, oh, I like music, or oh,
Well- I'm going to give you an example.
I like air. I like animals. Like,
My son is 5 months old, and he fucking loves colors right now. It's probably his favorite thing in life. Is just
so Speed Racer would be his favorite
two
movie right
things. Yeah,
It would
absolutely.
fry his little brain. There'd be so much
Yeah.
stuff going on.
now.
Yeah. Speed Racer is probably my favorite Wachowski film. So
I was about to
Obviously.
say that
I do like
that-
Matrix, but
I'm
Mhm.
you know, y'all were talking about things you're offended by in a movie. I'm offended by the fact that I don't really like most of their movies, but I've heard great things about Speed Racer, and I've always wanted to watch it. But most of their other films, like even The Matrix, I rewatched the Matrix not too long ago. It doesn't hold up.
No. I mean, like, I still enjoy it, but, like, I definitely watch it now, and it's just like, yeah, guys, like, I took a Philosophy 101 course, too. This isn't as impressive as you think it is.
Excuse me, Thad. They are no longer guys.
Oh, yes, I do apologize. That was completely unintentional. I did not mean to say that. Thank you for correcting me.
yeah, I mean,
You're
I think guys is neutral, but I'm also from the West Coast, so that we use it pretty interchangeably here. But I was gonna
Blake,
say,
sorry, I just wanted you to know, Speed Racer, it looks like it is streaming on Amazon Prime, Hulu, Sling, and HBO Max right now. So
Okay,
I mean,
I'll
if
watch
you-
it on HBO Max. It's the only one of those I have.
I've never heard of Sling. I don't know.
You've never
is.
broken your arm.
Yeah,
So
That's
yeah,
true.
Sling is basically it's like a cable replacement, basically. Like
okay.
it's cable over the internet instead of instead of over cable. Duh. But it also has like some on-demand streaming stuff too.
Okay.
I only know that because we get it every year for college football.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was gonna say, I don't think liking colors is very common because for about, I don't know, 60 years of film history, they avoided colors in their movies.
And it was better because of it.
So You know,
Oh,
that's
okay.
a whole multi generations that didn't like colors.
I thought, see, Calvin and Hobbes told me that it wasn't that they didn't like colors, it's that the world back then was black and white. And then the world eventually became colorized in the 70s?
That is true. That is actually scientific fact. And
So,
you know what? Whenever
not
the
that
world
they didn't
became
like
colorized,
colors.
I decided that I was going to keep the spirit of the black and white world in my head. So I only think in black and white. Everything is always going to be black and white.
Okay.
There is no gray. Well, there's some gray. Sometimes it's monochrome. But there are no colors.
That's why we call you Blake No Nuance Collier. So
It's
That
funny
is your
because
nickname
that's actually
on
on
this
my birth
podcast. I've
certificate.
heard it multiple times.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
As
should
someone
be
that's
Calypso, but it's
what's
not.
so funny about that is that he when he knows that his friends have podcasts, he becomes obsessed with them. Like
His friends
we have
or
a
the
common
podcast?
friend who did a whole podcast on Hulk Hogan, which is still going. They dropped the whole Hulk Hogan thing,
Yeah.
but because Hulk Hogan is becoming more and more problematic as the days go by.
Oh,
But
is that the reason?
I think that was part of it.
I feel like that's like an even better reason to have a podcast.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, especially when they introduced it, they're like, the premise is we're gonna try to figure out like why Hulk Hogan is still so like well known all these years later. It's like the fact that he's getting problematic means we need an answer to that even more than we did before.
Yeah, I think really they just got lazy.
The impression I got was
Clint,
one
if
of
you're
the
listening,
hosts. What's that?
you're lazy. Clint, you're lazy.
Okay. The impression I got was that Clint was just too embarrassed about it being a Hulk Hogan podcast and people assuming that he liked Hulk Hogan, that he wanted to change it so he didn't have to keep answering those questions. But
I think
now
that
it's
played
like
into
lost
it.
everything that made it unique and appealing. Like I still listen, but if they're not listening, I know they're not. But Clint and Jacob, if you're
I
listening,
need to make sure that they listen to this episode.
your
though.
podcast has gone downhill since you got rid of the Hulk Hogan theme. I'm sorry.
So what I'm
But let me
hearing
guess, you still
is
listen to it.
they're lazy now, which is definitely something we've never experienced on our podcast, right? We are
lazy.
full of effort and the opposite of lazy, right? Blake is stunned by this. He's like, I've never heard those words described for this podcast. I was being sarcastic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I would say my favorite part of every episode is when one of you freezes and you guys never bother to go back and edit that part out.
No, that would be too much effort.
Thadd, one thing you have to know is that we don't edit our podcast.
I noticed. I don't know if you think you're letting out a secret there, Jamison, but everybody knows.
I am under no yeah. I can't even think of the word. See? We're not going to edit this out.
Under no circumstances.
Under no delusion.
Delusion. Under no delusion. That is the word.
I don't think that's the word, but it'll work.
It'll work. It'll do. It'll do.
It'll do, pig. It'll do.
It's close enough.
Thadd. Okay, so we've gone over your favorite film now. We often talk about music. What do you listen to?
It's funny that earlier I was like saying I like colors is like saying I like music because like I actually am not that big of a music guy. Like I tend to listen to podcasts anytime I'm listening to things, even at the gym or whatever. Partly because like when I'm running, I find like if I listen to something, I'm always like, yeah, I want to listen to something like pumped up, get me pumped up, and then it's like I sprint for like the first 10 minutes and then I'm dead. Whereas podcasts keep me in a more even keel. But I mean, like when I do listen to music, I guess I like a variety of things. So like I like some old classic rock, and I like some like modern-ish hip hop, and some Christian stuff. Like I haven't checked in with Switchfoot since they released Nothing Is Sound, but those first 4 or 5 albums I still listen to.
Yep.
And
Good shit,
then
bro.
like even the odd country song I'll enjoy, so
Is your favorite country song "Jesus Take the Wheel" by Carrie Underwood?
it should be, but it's not.
Well, okay.
Dad, what is your top one favorite running song?
Favorite running song?
Yeah. What is the one song that you go to when you don't have a running playlist set up, but you're going out for a run?
So when I was in high school, it was "Harder to Breathe" by Maroon 5 from their first album, like way forever ago. And that's the one where like I was saying, I would like sprint for the whole song, and then I'm dead. And I was in cross country at the time, so it's like I'd be planning like a 6 to 8 mile run, and I'm like half a mile in, and I'm like, I want to turn back and go home now. So like now I tend to like get less like pump up like so I would say probably Another One Bites the Dust is a good one, or weirdly enough Promiscuous by Nelly. Is it, I forget if it's Promiscuous or I think it's Promiscuous Girl by Nelly Furtado and Timbaland.
Nice.
That one honestly like only recently, because my wife and I went for a run together once, and that was on her playlist, and like we were sharing headphones, and I was like, oh, like this is a good, like it's got a good beat, keeps me going. So that one is another one I will listen to when I do listen to music while I run.
Yeah, I always find it surprising what if I kind of let my like songs randomize, I'll find some surprising running songs too. Like one recent one. I don't know if you've ever listened to Future Islands before, but they're just kind of an indie electro group, and they're not like super pumped up, but there's enough backbone to it to kind of keep me going. So yeah, I always find it interesting, and I like to hear what people run to. So
You know what my favorite running song is?
what is that, Blake?
It's the theme from Halloween by John Carpenter.
That is
Really?
actually a good one.
I could see that.
Maybe not at night in the woods, but
Why would the woods be a problem?
I don't know. Just
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you seen Halloween?
Yeah, I've seen Halloween.
I don't think Michael Myers knows what the woods are.
Woods are the safest place in a Halloween movie.
Exactly. It's like he gets lost.
I mean, I think if there were scenes in the woods, he would still find you, right? Like,
I mean, I guess.
all right, okay.
I lost track of this conversation.
Actually, John Carpenter in general makes actually pretty good running music.
Yeah,
Even his recent stuff, like the stuff that he does for just not movies, pretty good running music. It's all like synthwave, but I like it. Hot,
I did
sexy.
not know he scored his own films.
Oh yeah.
That's
Good
cool.
portion of his films he scored them.
That's cool.
yeah.
And then he recently, I mean, he scored the new trilogy of Halloween films too. But yeah, he's recently started doing his own like just albums, not tied to a movie or anything like that. So he likes doing that more now than he ever did directing. I don't think he'll ever direct again. I think he's fine just making music.
That's kind of. I mean, good for him, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, he's
if
kind
you
of
wanted to
he's
direct
kind of an
again, I
old
would
asshole.
totally watch
So
it.
yeah, I mean, I would watch it. Whatever he puts out, I'll generally watch. But
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever put anything out. Plus, he's old and grumpy and kind of an asshole. So
What was his
kinda what he
last
does.
movie?
The Ward.
Yeah,
With the girl that shall not be named, Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah. I guess Amber
not
Heard
good.
recently quit acting, so yeah.
Well, yeah, she probably couldn't get a job after that whole fiasco with the Johnny Depp trial.
Oh man, I don't know.
So,
I remember hearing about that, but I don't know. That stuff creeps me out because I have no way of knowing what the truth is, who is doing anything.
I have no dog in that fight.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like Johnny Depp, I mean, he hasn't, in my opinion, he hasn't done anything exceptional in a long time. So I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. He can get beat up by whoever he wants.
Yeah. Who do you think Johnny Depp wants to get beat up by, Blake?
Keith Richards.
Okay. I mean, I feel like he had his opportunity for that to happen. So
yeah,
I feel like it's either happened or he never actually wanted it to happen.
I definitely feel like it takes a special type of person to want to get beat up, but
I mean, have you spent any time on an internet comment board? Like, I don't think it's that special. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, yeah. I think we were talking about WWE earlier tonight. Not on this episode, on a different episode we recorded.
Yeah.
And those people...
Because we record more than one episode at a time.
What?
This is the first time we've ever done that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Wait.
It is the first time.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It's the first time.
First time. Only time. We'll never do it again.
I doubt it.
Is that a promise? Are you swearing unto the gods on high?
What I'm swearing is that the next time we do it, we're not going to remember that we did it this time. So
that's true.
And we'll swear to it that this would be our first time.
Well, I'll remember, and I'll send you guys an email.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And we would expect it from you. If we do not hear from you, we are going just to assume that you have stopped listening.
Dear listeners, Thadd is actually the conscience of Flyby Films. He lets us know when we've made mistakes. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the fact checker. He's the Drudge Report of Flyby Films. Although he's not near as conservative as Drudge Report is, but...
I mean, how do you know?
I mean, I don't think you can be in Luke Harrington's circle and be incredibly conservative.
I guess you haven't met our other brother then.
Oh, I've heard about him.
Yeah.
How many brothers do you have, Thadd?
So I have 2 brothers and then 1 sister. They're all older than me.
Okay.
I've only met Luke in person, but I have met you. I have met your sister, and I have met your mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Did you? So my sister
almost caught them all.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon.
Yeah, two remaining. Two remaining.
I doubt I'll ever meet your brother, but
and my
I don't think we would. Well, yeah. The only reason I got to meet your mom is because she was on the phone call with your sister when in Korea. So
okay. Wait, why were you?
Yeah, I'm talking to your sister.
I mean, cool. Like her husband is a pretty big guy, so good luck with that. But not my problem.
Yeah. No, when I was producing Luke's podcast, yeah.
That's what I thought. I just
yeah. I tried to turn it into a punk
innuendo
thing, but it doesn't work because no one believes it.
Yeah. It's
people
the
believe
facial hair,
I'm
you know, like
well, and they believe I'm an asshole, but they not that kind of asshole.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
What flavor of asshole are you, Blake? If you were to put a category on it.
No.
So here's an interesting thing. Another acquaintance of mine. I without being prompted, I shared my opinion on something. I don't even remember what it was. And of course, I didn't like it. And of course, it's something that was super popular and that apparently everyone's supposed to like. And I was like, meh, it's fine, whatever. And
Was it the
and
Beatles
this
again?
guy, what?
Was it the Beatles again?
Oh no, that's evergreen. That's evergreen. No, I don't remember what it was, but anyways, I said something, and this acquaintance of mine was like, "You're my favorite contrarian." I was like, "Yeah, well, a lot of people tell me that because they just assume I'm trolling all the time." And he's like, "No, no, it's not that. You're my favorite kind of contrarian because there's always some kind of conviction behind it. Like you're not just saying it to say it. Like you actually do believe it, even though it sounds like you're trolling people." I'm like, that's the kindest thing you could have ever said to me.
Are you really a contrarian then?
Yeah, that's my thing is that people just assume I'm contrarian. No, I really do believe the things I say. They don't just come out of some like reaction to popularity or something. I mean, if you had a dad who listened to the Beatles 24/7 all throughout your life, I doubt you'd want to listen to them again. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, what my dad did listen to every weekend that I recall was Rush Limbaugh, and I never want to hear that man's voice again. So, I mean, that tracks.
Well, don't worry, you don't have to because he's
Yeah.
There's still recordings.
Oh no!
Recordings. That's all I gotta say.
I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Michael Medved, Dennis Prager. You know, just the figureheads of conservative talk radio.
Oh shoot, what's with the four presidents? The Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of.
Yeah, and I say conservative talk radio very, very loosely because those guys are not remotely conservative.
What about
they were alt-right before alt-right was a thing.
Yeah.
Who was that one? He was really angry. They were all so angry.
Yeah, that does not narrow it down at all.
Michael Savage. Oh,
Michael
that
Savage.
That's the one my dad would listen to all the time.
But he's also a conspiracy theorist. Like that's the one. Like my dad never could get into Savage. Well, but Michael Savage gets into the weird shit. Like my dad would be like, "Yeah, I don't like him because he starts getting into like these like Illuminati, like weird, like the New World Order kind of things." And my dad was like, no.
Yeah,
that's the one that I mean,
like,
my dad
you do
also
have limits, Dad.
My dad also listened to Rush Limbaugh, and I remember that. But like, the one I remember kind of when I was more conscious was Michael Savage, and I just remember thinking like, this man must live a sad life. He's so angry all the time. He's just so angry at stuff. Like, do you enjoy things?
That's my main takeaway from listening to any of them. Like even now, it's like I get tired just thinking about pretending to be angry about some of the stuff they pretend to be angry about. Like where do they get the energy? That's what I want to know. You know, how can I tap into that?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'd say use it for good, but really, I'm just gonna use it for neutral.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all we can hope for, is using something for neutral.
Or your friends and podcast acquaintances are going to co-opt your energy and force you to watch movies against your will.
Yes.
Okay.
That's another use for energy, right?
Jamison, that's funny. That was a very smooth transition. Because as I'm sure you noticed, the time has hit our normal period where we shut the fuck up and actually talk about the thing we came here to talk about. So,
Guilty.
okay, so let's just, I'm gonna intro this. Richard Kelly, the director everyone outside of Shyamalan people love to hate. I mean, they do. None of his films have gotten the praise that Donnie Darko did.
Well, there's 3 movies. One of them everyone loves.
Yes.
And then he stopped getting offers to make movies, apparently, or something. I don't know. Who knows what?
But I do want to make it known that even Roger Ebert gave this film a 3 out of 4 stars.
He did. I read it yesterday, actually. And I was like, oh. Like, it makes me very nervous when smart people like a movie that I do not like, because I'm like, what am I missing? What am I not getting? And I rewatched it again today, and I was like, oh no, Robert Ebert's just the easiest critic ever.
So,
yeah, especially later on in life, I feel like it became
which, like, I appreciate, like, because, you know, the stereotype, at least for a while, I feel like in the age of the internet, it's less so, but was that, like, oh, movie critics are always pretentious and they hate everything popular. So, like, I really appreciate, like, that Roger Ebert was not pretentious at all. Like, he was perfectly fine giving positive reviews to, you know, summer blockbusters and, like, trash popcorn flicks, you know.
Yeah.
He actually had there was some quote by him that was like, any movie made is a miracle. And I like movies, so why would I not give it, you know, just a bonus for existing? I think
that's really interesting.
That's definitely a paraphrase of the idea, but yeah, that stuck with me. But I will say, Thadd, does it make you nervous that Blake and I both like this movie? Because you said, answer carefully, because you just said when smart people like a movie that you don't like, it makes you nervous.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say, again, it did until I rewatched it this week. And, and then I was like, nah, I'm right. They're wrong.
They must be dumb. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, like, I think you guys are wrong about this particular movie. You know, like, I mean, you got nostalgia goggles on or something.
No, I don't ever want to go back to 2009.
Or 1970.
No, that either.
No.
Because that didn't exist.
So, okay. The director, Richard Kelly, has made 3 movies. Oh, I do want to point out, so the first, let's go through my original thought first. The first was Donnie Darko. The next one was Southland Tales, which is reviled by most. And
I think it's the next one, but
amen.
Yeah.
Look,
we all agree
it's good. It's his best one.
I think it's undeniably better than Return of the King, right? We know that.
Anyway, what's the truth here? You're the truth speaker.
And then he made The Box, and then he dropped off the face of the earth. But eventually,
there's rumors that he's supposed to do a biopic of Rod Serling.
Oh, interesting.
Twilight Zone, which kind of fits.
Yeah, I think this movie shows that he definitely worships Rod Serling. So
yeah, very much. So.
I did want to point out, I was reading on the Wikipedia article for The Box the other night. The Box is one of 22 films to receive an F cinema score.
I saw that too.
which is an audience aggregate about how the audience felt. I think opening
Which
day.
is amazing because the audiences are so easy on movies on Cinema Score. Like the worst movie I've ever looked up the score for is like C-, and then it's like the box is like F.
Yeah, the box is an F. So it definitely has a created something unique about it. There's something unique about this movie. It struck a chord, as they say.
Sure.
Touched a button.
Okay, Jamison, we have an uphill battle here. Let's start. Let's get the motivation.
Yeah, we have to
Let's
fight
get the-
Thadd as
Come
well
on.
as the entire movie going public. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
As well as the inner voice in yourself telling you guys the truth.
Okay. So Thadd, give us your ball of rage. What about this film just absolutely pissed you off the most?
I mean, I wouldn't say pissed off because like it didn't even inspire that level of reaction. I think no, I've been thinking about this. So actually, I've watched this twice in the last like 36 hours. I watched it last night, just like straight through to like remind myself, and then I watched it again this afternoon to kind of like take notes and you know I just
Oh shit, he took notes.
I did.
Thad,
No.
you broke the cardinal rule of this podcast.
I put effort in, yeah. Well, I am a professional, amateur, occasional podcast guys. Like I take my art very seriously. You guys know film way better than I do, and so you've got that going for you. But I'm like, no one's gonna outwork me going into this podcast.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
grabbing
what's done is done.
off the bed shoe. Oh, jeez, are those your notes? Jameson just pulled out like a 6-inch binder here.
These are just scratch paper that I use for work. So
Okay.
He's going to take notes about what you have to say about this.
I got nervous there. Okay, so anyway, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I don't think the premise is a very interesting one. Like the question, would you push a button to kill a person and in return you get money? I just don't think it's that good. And I think like
So you're criticizing Richard Matheson.
Yes.
This is what I hear.
I mean, I'm starting there,
Okay.
you know.
Listen, people who are listening to this podcast episode, just know that we have a guest on who basically said Richard Matheson should just stop writing.
Yes. Well, he's been dead for a few years, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
Yes.
that's happened.
I'm pretty sure that is the reason he died. Because he just willed it to be.
My biting criticism of his movie, which I don't even think I saw before his death, and actually not his movie, but the movie based on his work just like killed him. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
No, I think like there's a similar premise. It's interesting, Blake. I noticed you're wearing the Fear of God shirt because I was going to bring that podcast up. Because they did an episode on this comic book called, I believe it was called Witches, W-I or W-Y-T-C-H-U-S.
Man, that's an old episode.
That's an old episode, but it stuck in my mind because I listened to it and I went out and I bought the comic right away because they did such a great job talking it up. But Jameson, if you don't know, the premise of this comic is like in this town, you can pledge somebody, and basically these witches will come from the forest and harvest that person. Oh, hey, we got a cat joining us.
Yes.
And in return, you get whatever you wish for, right? And I forget if it was the author's notes in the comic or if they talk about it in the podcast or possibly both, right? But they talk about like, who would you pledge, right? And, they like basically to an extent, we all kind of do to other people, like my iPhone was almost certainly made by child labor in sweatshops, and it's like we can sacrifice that person in order to get this little benefit that I certainly could live without, but makes my life easier, makes my job in some ways easier, blah blah blah, right? And I think that's a more interesting exploration of it than just this like blunt, oh, hit the button, dead. So I think they're starting with a premise that's not that interesting. And then they're taking this relatively short story where the only good part about the short story is the mystery behind it. We don't know who Stewart is. We don't know why he wants this. We don't know, what he's worked for. And they expand that into this 2-hour feature, and they try to answer some of that mystery. But the problem is Richard Kelly only has like 3 good ideas, so he doesn't have any good answers. So then he like splits the difference by answering those questions poorly. And I guess if I were to boil it down, that's how I feel about this film. That's why I don't like it. That's kind of the sum of my thoughts on it overall.
What are some of the 3 good ideas that Richard Kelly has?
Well, so it's interesting. That was one of the first notes that I wrote. And then when I was going through, there actually were, I think, 3 good things, 3 things that I liked in the film. So okay. I wasn't meaning he only had 3 good ideas and they're all in this movie. I was just, that was a throwaway. But the line where they go to the rehearsal dinner and she's like, remember our rehearsal dinner? And he's like, you mean the keg party in the backyard? I thought that was funny. I laughed both times I watched it. I don't think it fits the characters at all, but I thought it was funny. And then later that same scene where the father of the groom, I believe, is like giving his speech and having people come up and choose their gifts, and it just keeps cutting back to this old woman staring down James Marsden. Yeah. That was really good. I found that scene very very effective. And then the scene at the end where where he shoots her, like, that was a really effective scene. I thought that was really well done. Again, I didn't like the context of the scene. The ending makes no sense and has nothing to do with the entire rest of the story or the premise or any sort of moral question. But the way they shot that, the way they intercut it with the other couple hitting the button, I thought was very effective. So there you go. Those are 3 good ideas he had. Also, casting The Rock back before nobody took The Rock seriously as an actor, I would credit that as a good idea because I always felt like The Rock back then, I defended him as an actor. I was like, look, I'm not saying he's, an Oscar-worthy performance, but he's a good actor. So I'll give Richard Kelly credit for that. He saw The Rock's potential before anybody else. That might be about it. That might be all we see.
For those, I mean, he essentially discovered.
Honest, he brought us to Gyllenhaal, right? Too.
Yeah,
yeah,
and Maggie,
He's like,
So it's his fault that Maggie Gyllenhaal was in The Dark Knight. Then is what I'm getting for this, because maybe I was just blinded because I was a teenage boy at the time, but I preferred Katie Holmes.
I think that's Katie Holmes' fault, right?
Yeah.
I mean, was she? Why didn't she return?
I don't know any of the story of the behind the scenes why she was replaced.
It's probably Tom Cruise's fault, honestly.
Yeah.
Right? Were they already a couple? They were a couple then. You're right.
I have no idea. I just blame Scientology for anything. So I think that's an easy statement. Yeah.
So I do want to point out that yes, the actual narrative choice of the short story, not that interesting. What I do find interesting about the story is the final line where he says, "Do you really actually know your husband?" Because that is a fascinating question. Is what does it mean to know a person? And I think that's where the film gets it right. Because it takes that away. It says it actually reverses the script and she's the one who ends up getting killed.
Oh.
But it's like a double back. Like you assume they're going to kill off James Marsden, but then they say, "Oh no, that's not how we're going to play this game."
So Wait, can we back up for a second? I feel like we started talking about this without giving much context about
Oh,
the
no.
story or
No.
the plot.
We don't
I
need
know we do this
context.
all the time, but let's.
I have literally never finished an episode of your guys' podcast feeling like I know anything about the movie that was discussed.
So let's fix that now for this, because I actually do. I think it's important. I think it's important because what Blake noticed was the movie actually diverges significantly from the story,
Yeah.
and I think we're going to get into talking about where those are and why that is. But the setup of the story, and this is all in both the story and the movie, is that a couple is delivered a box that
A
is
button unit.
a button unit.
unit.
Insist on calling it in the movie, which, like, of all the things to keep from the story, this is such an awkward phrasing, and they say it like 5 times in one scene.
I love it. Button unit. Yeah. So a button unit gets delivered, and it's the wife who it's first delivered to in both the story and the movie. And when it comes with a letter saying, Mr. Stewart will call upon you at a specific time. In the movie, it's 5. In the story, it's 8. I don't think there's any significance to that time difference, but
No.
whatever. So he arrives and he explains, and I'm sure everyone is familiar with this because I do believe after the movie came out, this meme of this idea got very popular, which was, okay, you have this button. Someone in the world, if you press
who
it,
you don't know,
who you don't know, will die, and you'll be given $1 million
or 50,000, like
or
in the story.
50,000, which
Or
yeah,
I think
depending
it's
on
200,000 in the Twilight Zone episode.
yeah, between $50,000 and $1 million, something along those lines.
It'll be some such amount of money.
A significant sum.
Yes.
Significant sum.
Not necessarily life-altering, but possibly life-altering.
Yeah. So in both the movie and the short story, it eats away specifically, particularly at the wife. The movie, it also shows it kind of eating away at both the husband and the wife, but in the story, it's specifically the wife, and she's the one who eventually presses the button, and then that's basically where with the twist, that's basically where the story ends. She realizes that the person who dies is her husband, and then it's with this idea of like, oh, did you really know your husband?
But the other thing that you find out is that the $50,000 that he says he's going to give her is actually tied to the husband's death because he gets the indemnity pay of his life insurance.
I thought that was fucked up because no skin off Stewart's back at all.
Yeah.
It's just what you're going to get when the husband dies. So
Richard Kelly was like, no, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
He's going to pay.
Yeah. He is going to pay.
This $1 million is going to come from someplace, probably the government, the NSA, CIA, FBI, whatever. And these people are going to get paid.
Yeah. And so it also diverges from this point of do you really know, your significant other? Do you really know? By as they're discussing whether or not they should push the button, they answer that question really quickly and they kind of do away with it, right? Like James Marsden asks Cameron Diaz, like, oh, do you really know me? As kind of a reference to that. And she's like, better than you know yourself. And so at that point, you know, like, oh, something else is going to happen with the movie. So,
And
Okay,
then they
here's the
go
thing,
one
though.
step further. They go one step further and they say, but what if the next person he brings it to doesn't know us and we become the intended victim?
Right, which they stole that from the Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
That's how that ends. Is they get the money, and then he comes and he takes the button unit back, and he says, you know, I'll take this to someone else. Don't worry, I assure you, it'll be someone you don't even know, or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with that line though, is I don't understand why they brought up the idea that it might be them if they're not going to then do any, or sorry, that they don't know each other, if they're not going to then do anything with it. Because when I first watched that, I was like, oh, like the implication here is she's going to be brought down by her own hubris. And like she thinks she knows her husband so well, but she doesn't. But that's not where they go with it, which would be fine. Except then in the library scene, she sees her husband, and this woman who is all, oh, I know you better than you know yourself, like sees him and is like, oh, I have to hide from him. I can't let him know what I'm up to. And like watching this, here's one of my notes. I was like, if we didn't know what Arthur, James Marsden's character, if we didn't know what he was up to going to the library, then that could be really interesting. And that scene could then push against the earlier line about, oh, I know you better than you know yourself, and it could be interesting. But we do know what he's up to, so it doesn't, and it isn't.
potentially. Okay. That's something to think about. I do want to point out, since we're talking about the library scene has my favorite character in the entire movie. It's just this
And your description is spot on.
It's just this goon who is walking around, and he looks like a perfect mixture of Stephen King and Henry Rollins. And it's so striking to me that
it's the guy with the long hair in the library.
Okay. Who chases James Marsden through the... Okay.
Yeah. And
next time you watch it, make sure you pay attention to him, because Stephen King / Henry Rollins is brilliant.
I could like, now that you say that, I could see that. I thought you were going with a different character, which is fine. We don't need to get into that, but that's why it took me a second. But now I know who you're talking about. So
yeah. And I actually remember thinking that the first time I watched it, which was in theater, and I remember I like was reminded of that guy in my mind when I watched it again now. So it stuck with me. The library scene is interesting. I think that is Richard Kelly going his most David Lynch is during the library scene. So, but yeah, that's all I'm going to go there.
Yeah. Well, and what I like about Kelly is that, I mean, in pretty much every single way, whether you like him or not, he's about as auteur as you can get, because he definitely has a style and a visual that he goes for in just about everything. And you're just like, yeah, this is a Richard Kelly movie.
He likes those wavy, watery portals.
Yes, he loves it.
A lot.
He loves the wavy, watery portals. But yeah, I remember Jamison was texting me yesterday, and he mentioned something about, and it threw me off at the time, but I had not rewatched it at that point. So I was like, okay, well, I'll be thinking about this as I'm watching it. Maybe I can pick it up, but I'm clearly just stupid. But you said that there were allusions to 2 Old Testament stories.
There are at least 2 Old Testament stories.
And so now I'm just confused.
All right.
So break it down.
Yeah.
I need to know.
No. So there's a consistency with who gets the button first, right? It's always
interesting.
The wife.
Okay.
So there you have the story of Eden. or at least the story of the snake and Eve.
Yeah.
Although to be
Yeah.
fair, with the Carnes, I think the first family, we only know she pushed the button. We don't know if she got it first. Actually,
Yeah.
with the other family too, we don't know who got it first.
We don't know who got it first, but
it is always the wife who pushes it.
We know who eats the fruit first, right?
There we go.
To speak.
Yeah.
So there's biblical allusion number one. The second one, and this is the one that strikes me as more important in a way, is there's a part in the story. So it starts kind of branching out into this alien theme. So the original story is set in New York, but this one is set in Virginia, and Virginia has the advantage of being near Langley. So you've got NASA, and the family lives in Richmond. I want to shout out to Richmond. Richmond is one of the coolest cities that I have ever lived near. So I really love.
The characters couldn't wait to get the fuck out.
I don't understand that. I mean, I wasn't in Richmond in the 70s, so I don't understand. I lived in Williamsburg, which was about an hour away from Richmond, and Richmond was 1 million times cooler than Williamsburg. So,
did you live in like the old historic town Williamsburg?
Yep. Did
you make soap?
No, I didn't make soap.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's a lie. Get it?
Oh. Okay. So,
Jamison, I have a newfound respect for you putting up with this every other week or every month. When you guys do this.
Don't worry. I dish it back to him. So there's equal parts of putting up with it. So in a sense, we're perfect for each other.
But clearly, I'm the worst. Let's be honest.
Podcast soulmates.
That's why every other podcast Blake has started has failed. Is he had to find his perfect match.
Yeah, I think it's exact levels of expectation and effort. So we match on that. I don't know if you can call this a success yet, although we're nearing our year anniversary. We're gonna have to.
This is true.
We're gonna have to do something special, like record another podcast. So.
Oh shit! Maybe we should record a podcast within a podcast.
We should definitely have a pod party. I don't know what that means.
Like a pod person party? Soylent Green is people.
Speaking of pod person, there's definitely a Invasion of the Body Snatchers feel to this. Because again, it expands out into something about aliens. But the aliens kind of have get some sort of omniscient ability to them, so they're kind of all knowing, in a sense. You don't really get a full clear idea of that. But
I want to clarify for anyone who hasn't seen the film, like Jamison isn't being intentionally vague not to spoil it. It's just it's never explained in the movie.
Yeah, it's not explained.
They didn't do any of this.
Yeah, which I actually like, because it's kind of like I should say I'm a mathematician by training and a mathematics instructor. So I appreciate the idea of the details are left to the reader to work out. So I know that's sometimes a frustrating point, but I guess I jive with that. But anyway, so there's a lot of that in this movie. But I'm getting way off track. I'm trying to explain the second biblical
illusion.
I completely forgot what we were talking about.
So you have kind of this overarching, hierarchy of people, and you have this one person who's kind of a conduit for for their intentions. And you learn that this box and money thing is actually a test, and it's a test that that decides kind of the fate of humanity. And so there's a point where someone is asking Mr. Stewart, like, well, what are you looking for? Well, we're looking for enough people who won't push the button. And so to me, that just kind of reminded me of the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where you have God of the Old Testament looking for 10 good people in this place. And then it goes down to like 5 good people. And even that's not really enough because you can't find that many people. So I definitely think that there is a sense where you're looking for enough people in this place, enough goodness to kind of see if it's salvageable. And that is a classic Sodom and Gomorrah story.
But here's the interesting thing about it, and you don't quite get this in the short story, and if I have seen the Twilight Zone episode, I don't recall it. But what you get in the movie is a sense that the whole game is rigged. Because
100%.
I mean, whenever she's told that her scholarship is going to be tossed out and that she won't get the discount or whatever it is, and then he doesn't get to become an astronaut and all this stuff, it seems like those people end up having bleeding noses, which means that they're under some kind of control. And so you're just like, oh no, they're looking for all the people that would be able to forego a rigged game and not push the button. And you're like,
Blake,
is this some kind of like cynical, like free will versus divine providence argumentation?
well, I mean, speaking of this rigged idea, though, do you think, going back to the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, do you think God was ever going to not destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? There's a back and forth, but he knew how many good people were in that city, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Are you saying that God rigs the game?
I think that's what this movie is talking about too. Like, because I think this idea of rigged is actually really important to this story, and also to other movies that Richard Kelly makes. Like, once it's almost like I actually struggle with, like, do I like this movie or not when Cameron Diaz's character presses the button, because I think we've talked about this before. We've talked about Ari Aster and how it feels like his movies are traps for his characters, where you just watch them be pulled apart slowly, and that's actually not something I'm into. But in this sense, you have a similar thing. So I do actually like struggle with this in my mind, and I'll answer to why I feel this is different, but I'll let some other people talk too, because I feel like I'm taking up a lot of space. But
how dare you, Jamison?
Once she presses the button, you know what's going to happen. You know that was the wrong choice, and you know that something bad is going to happen to them and they can't escape it. And it's sad in a way, and you kind of have to watch that play out. There's a little bit more, but we can get to that later. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that, Blake?
I don't think he hates his characters. That's the one thing that I think even our good friend Thadd here can even agree with, is that Richard Kelly doesn't hate his characters.
No,
He may not,
I would,
according to Thadd, he may not write good lines or create good stories for them, but he doesn't hate his characters.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Definitely not to the level Ari Aster does, anyway.
yeah. Ari Aster
I
has
think
thrill kills.
He what?
He thrill kills.
Yeah. I think the directors of the Saw movies had more respect for their characters, a lot of whom didn't even have names, than
Wow.
Ari Aster has for
Ooh.
some of his characters.
That's the kind of, man, that is some audio right there. Man, our podcast just shot up at that point. Thank you, Thadd. You brought us into prime time.
I don't know what that means, but you're
Definitely,
welcome.
definitely a quality soundbite.
So, okay, I mean, you gave us basically your reasoning for why you don't like it, but was there anything in it that, like, is it just the mechanics that don't work for you? Like, does it just not make sense? Like, what are the threads that are left hanging that just bother you to death?
You're asking me, right? I assume, because
Yeah.
I'm the only one who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't think I am bothered by this movie. I think a lot of it, like a lot of Richard Kelly movies, he has a lot of ideas. He just kind of throws them all at the wall, and you kind of like. I mean, like Jamison said earlier, you kind of the threads are left to sort out for you, which I get. I just don't think he's that good at it. Like, like the first John Wick movie, I think is a really good example of how that's done well, right? Where they really don't explain how the assassin underworld works. They don't explain, more than just like the bare minimum of the rules, right? And honestly,
I would say that's actually the kind of the point of John Wick movies, is to
Yeah.
make it as just to give you a little taste, but not explain anything.
Yeah. And I mean, my spicy hot take about John Wick movies is that I think they get worse and worse the more and more they explain about the whole world.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Yeah,
I haven't seen the first one, but I haven't seen the fourth one.
I haven't
But
seen it either.
the first three, it's like each time they explain a little bit more, and I'm like, this makes a
But I still
less
love
sense.
them because damn, that action is good.
Thad, did you ever play the Kingdom Hearts games?
I played 1 and 2, and I played through most of the one that was on Game Boy Advance. Chain of Memories, I think it's called.
Yeah,
I haven't played any of the others.
I only played 1 and 2, and 2 turned me off to it because of that idea. Like 1, I felt like, okay, this world is held together, but it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah.
But it's fun and mysterious. And then 2, they tried to get into all of the details of things, and I just thought it was the boringest thing ever. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kingdom Hearts is definitely one of those things where I'm like, why did this become like this? I don't know if cultural phenomenon is quite the right word, because like, if you don't play video games, you've probably never heard of it, but
I haven't
like
heard of it.
it was pretty big in the gaming world for quite a while, to the point that like people waited like 15 years, something like that, for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out, and like still went out and bought it. And it's like, you go back and you play them now, like the gameplay's kind of clunky, the plot makes no sense, the dialogue is bad, so it's,
Blake,
yeah,
have you ever heard of Final Fantasy, the game series? So it's Final Fantasy
Disney movies.
Have you heard of? Do you know what Disney is?
I have heard of Disney. Yes.
So it is.
I've sworn them off as my mortal enemy.
Yeah, it is.
You're a big DeSantis fan, huh?
I'm. It's less about what they produce and more about them as an entity.
Yeah.
So Kingdom Hearts is Final Fantasy and Disney mixed together in some sort of cosmic gumbo. Yeah.
So yeah, like the the premise is golden. Like, I understand why there was hype for it, but like, and I loved it when I was in high school. But yeah, you go back and you play it now, and it's like, oh, this is not nearly as good as I remembered it being.
So Jamison, was the box as good this time around for you as it was the last time you remember watching it?
Yeah, I loved it. I just it tickled me. It delighted every
Where did it
aspect.
tickle you?
Where did it tickle me? In my brain.
It's okay.
Blake.
In your brain? Okay.
In my brain.
It tickled me in my nads. So.
Oh wow!
All right.
Now I do.
I mean, we know what kind of feet Blake is into.
I mean, hey.
Boxes.
If the shoe fits.
That's good.
Yeah, I actually texted Jamison last night, and he didn't actually respond to this. So I thought I was thinking he was creeped out by it. But I've never actually found Cameron Diaz to be all that attractive. And something about this movie, like, I was like, okay, I get it now. Like, something about the Ghazi, like film, like the Ghazi cinematography and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, this movie is very
Yeah.
Ghazi. Very
It's
Ghazi.
super Ghazi. Yeah. Which I'm fine with, especially since you're kind of getting at the 70s, which just 70s film itself is Ghazi without trying to be Ghazi. So
I'll give it that. Like, yeah, it does nail the feel, the presentation of what it's going for pretty well. I'll give it credit for that.
I think Richard Kelly is pretty good at period pieces. Like, Donnie Darko really nailed the late 80s. And that was, around the time the 80s were kind of coming back for the first time, I feel like. So,
and to be honest, he really nailed post-apocalyptic America in Southland Tales.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like 2016, like right there on the page.
We lived very different 2016s, I guess.
So Blake,
I just remember that whatever happens in Southland Tales to cause the apocalypse happens in Abilene, Texas, which I think is hilarious.
Blake,
is that what that movie's about? Something
causing
the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So part of the problem with that movie is that there's a whole like other movie's worth of plot that's told in a graphic novel that is a prequel to everything that happens in the actual movie. So,
which I've heard, like, it's almost the same is true of Donnie Darko. Like, this was like my freshman year of college, so like 15 years ago. So I'm sure I'm remembering it wrong, but like, we watched it as a group of friends, and then one of my friends was so like invested in it, he like went and did some research and like found like a whole book that I guess like explains something about what happens in the movie.
Was it Roberta Sparrow's book about time?
Probably. I couldn't tell you.
That's impressive.
But yeah, and I guess if you read it, and I kind of got that sense with some of the box where it's like, oh, I bet like if you read a bunch of this stuff that he kind of alludes to, or even just like pause the movie and like when he's showing the book that Arthur steals from the library that has the call signs, like if you read that, I bet it kind of makes more sense. But like, I don't know, that's not how movies work. Like, if you can't fit it in the narrative, maybe make a mini series instead. Like, don't hand somebody an encyclopedia.
But this was 2009, Thad. The majestic television land hadn't arrived yet.
I'm pretty sure.
No,
Golden Age.
No,
Golden
it hadn't. Stop it. Are you Googling?
I might be Googling.
We're gonna take away your Google, Thad.
Yeah, Sopranos finished by 2007. So I mean, like the golden age of television had definitely begun by 2000.
What's The Sopranos?
That's when
I'm
most
just kidding.
people.
That's a joke.
Is The Sopranos a movie?
Probably.
They did make a Sopranos movie last year or
That's
2 years
true.
ago, and it
And
supposedly
apparently
was
was not very good.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys
Um,
not talk about that one? It must have been Clinton Jacobs' podcast.
Yeah, I think
forget
that.
the
Yeah,
name
it
of
was
it.
theirs.
Don't
Okay.
besmirch our podcast.
I'm sorry. All I remember is playing video games and listening to it, and the episodes kind of blend together. So
Oh.
that's my
That's actually sweet. I take it
Who
back.
actually is the boss, Thad? Since you're
Angela?
so smart.
According to Abed, it's Angela.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, how about if you have your own personal thought and just choose for yourself?
So, let's go with Mona, because that's what Barney Stinson said.
So for those that didn't catch that, we switched to talking about Community, but I want to point out there is a thread back to the movie we're talking about from Community, right? Who's that?
I'm a little offended that Thad didn't bring this up.
Yeah, I'm actually
It's in
surprised.
my notes, to be fair, but the conversation kind of went another way.
So what,
Oh,
Thad?
likely
What's the
story.
connection? What's the connection between the 2009? What? I can't talk.
2009.
2009 movie, The Box, and the classic TV show Community.
Well, both of them feature Gillian Jacobs, I think is how she pronounces it. Because
Yep,
I
think so.
I saw it, I was like, oh, Gillian Jacobs, and then I think I saw an interview with her once, and they called her Gillian. So I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ms. Jacobs, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are. They both feature her in a prominent role. And one of my notes is I'm glad Britta found a way to pay for her community college.
That's a pretty good note.
To be completely honest, I had completely forgotten she was in this.
I didn't.
I was like, holy shit, that's Britta.
Yeah. I didn't catch it the first time, but I think I watched it before I watched Community, and so
I think I watched it like as I was discovering Community, and so it was one of the things that stuck out in my mind. So I did remember it the first time, and
oh, sure you did.
Calling me a liar, Blake?
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Why don't you come over here to my home in Tulsa and say that to my face?
Your home isn't in Tulsa.
Ah, dang it. I thought we were neighbors.
That would be fun. It'd be funny if all three of us were neighbors.
How far away?
We chose to record this podcast in our own individual houses, even though we're right next door to each other.
Yeah. How far away is Tulsa from Ames?
It'd be about, I think, a 7-hour drive. I drove it once, so I should know. I think it's more than that. It might be like 10.
Okay.
It's amazing how far places are.
Right?
It doesn't seem like anything in the Midwest should be like 10 hours from the other place, but it's a thing.
States are pretty big until you get to the East Coast, and then they're small. So.
Yep.
So
we have 21 minutes.
Yeah. So Blake, actually, no. I'm going to direct this question to Thad first. Thad, if you could summarize what you think this movie is about, your 2-minute pitch for what you think the movie is trying to say.
Imagine you're Richard Kelly, and you're going in to pitch this film.
Okay. To clarify, Jameson, are you asking me to summarize the plot or the theme? Or
The
both?
theme.
The theme.
What it is trying to leave you with after.
What is
Well,
it about?
I
What is this
believe
film about?
I heard one of the great film minds of our time say that it's about a mother's sacrifice that she makes for her child. Um, However, I rewatching it a second time, I'm like, honestly, is this just his way of expressing his Oedipal foot fetish? Because they spend a not insignificant amount of time just talking about that, and then it's like the 40-minute, it's just done. Just that whole plot line's resolved, and now we got to make another the rest of the movie.
So what you're saying is this movie is a Mother's Day movie set at Christmas.
I think that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Happy Mother's Day.
Did anyone find it exceptional that it's Christmas time and they're going to a play version of Sartre's No Exit?
I didn't find that exceptional.
I didn't say it was exceptional.
Oh,
I was saying, did anyone find it weird or
You
interesting?
definitely
Or
used the word exceptional.
oh, did I?
You did.
Okay,
And
I thought I was going crazy making that.
No,
word
I did
up.
not use exceptional.
Thank you,
I'm
Thadd.
I'm actually gonna edit that out. It's gonna be a bad edit. It's gonna be me just basically just deadpanning another word in its place.
Yeah. I didn't find it weird, but that's probably because I don't know what No Exit is about.
I'm gonna reiterate that.
Wow.
I know I'm a terrible English teacher.
Blake, would you
No,
inform
no.
us what?
Oh, I haven't actually read it.
Okay.
I just know it's Jean Paul Sartre is kind of known for his French existentialism. It's depressing. It's like Camus' idea of the absurd. You could kill yourself, but that would be taking the easy way out. Or you could live life as if okay. So his whole the trifecta. There is no God, so you can either kill yourself, which is the coward's way out, or you can live in delusion of there being an all-seeing God who actually cares about you, or you can just live life knowing that God doesn't exist, but not killing yourself and just living in the absurdity of it. And Jean-Paul Sartre had a similar kind of worldview, and that it's like she says in the in the beginning of the movie where she's talking about she's explaining to the class No Exit, and she's basically saying these people are stuck in this room and for eternity, and they're left to basically annoy each other. And the kid is like, so people are hell? She's like, yeah, well, being known for the worst part of who you are for eternity by another person is hell. So it's not uplifting shit.
No.
And for that to be the play they're going to during Christmas
time.
it's a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah. So how do you think that plays out with the ending, Blake? Because there's a choice.
Everything's fucking rigged.
Okay, everything's rigged, but there are two kind of important choices made in the movie, right? There's the initial one, which we already talked about, which was okay, here you have you've got a button. Do you take $1 million and then basically force the death of a stranger in the world?
You can call it murdering.
Sure, murder someone. Do you murder a rando for $1 million? That's the first question. Then later on, near the end of the movie, after we've gone through all these twists and turns, you have the setup where Mr. Stewart is back, and it's the same couple. It's James Marsden, Cameron Diaz, Arthur, and what's her name? Norma. Arthur and Norma, and Wally, who's their son. I don't know. I actually don't remember. Is that
No, it's I don't think they ever call him Wally, but his name is Walter. So.
Walter? Yeah. Walter is locked in the bathroom, and Stewart tells them that his eyesight and his ear sight has been taken away, and he will never experience those senses again unless the husband, Arthur, kills the wife. And he gives him a gun, and he says, you can make this choice. So, Blake, with no exit in mind, how do you think that maps to this ending? Or do you think it does? Do you think it plays any role?
Well, I mean, I don't know the intricate elements of the story because I haven't actually read it. But going off of what I do know about French existentialism, I mean, I think my understanding of it would be that the only way that Camus or Sartre would actually approve is if they stayed alive. He did not kill his wife, and they just saw what they've ultimately done to their son for the rest of their lives. So like, the fact that he cannot hear and cannot see is a constant reminder of the initial act that led to it. And that just living with that as an everyday reminder would be the only way that it would be acceptable. Otherwise, it's taking the easy way out.
Yeah.
But that's my understanding of it. And in that situation, I don't know. I kind of agree.
Do you think
part of me is like, I mean, you made a choice. It ended really poorly, but does that mean you should kill somebody? I don't know. I think keeping everyone alive is probably the better choice, personally.
And so the choice that they make at the end is again the mother sacrificing for the son. And you're saying,
is she actually sacrificing? Because it's rigged.
That's actually an interesting point that it doesn't answer. Is if they hadn't decided to kind of follow through with shooting, because it's splicing it between the scene where the next couple is getting their button, and what happens is when the husband shoots the wife, that's the exact moment that the other couple presses the button, and so you do wonder, is there, how do you break that cycle? It's kind of it's played out cyclic.
My question when I was watching that is, what happens if the next couple who gets it doesn't hesitate, like scared little bitches, just presses the button right away, and they don't have time to kidnap the kid first?
It's funny you say that, because did you watch the video I sent you last night?
I did. I had seen it before, but I watched it again.
Yeah, so Thadd sent me a link to a video that said, and he said that this was the best adaptation of.
I wasn't sure if he'd actually watched that one.
Oh yeah, I laughed my ass off at it. I thought it was hilarious.
I think if we get around to it, we should break up this episode and put that in the middle of it. So just the audio. I think that would be fun.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I can do that.
So you all may be aware of what we're talking about by now.
Yeah.
So Okay, so there's one other thing that I want to talk about, and it seems to come up a lot in Richard Kelly's movies, which is the idea of the afterlife. Um, and to me, this is where I think he shows the most uh, care for his characters too, and where he kind of gives them a sense of exit in a way too,
Yeah.
from their trap. So he set up a trap for them. This is consistent in the box. This is consistent in Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko, you're gonna die in so many days. Like that's how the movie starts, and it just kind of plays out from there. But in Donnie Darko, and the thing that really stuck with me from that was like, it's this guy who wants to be assured that he's not going to die alone, and and you don't ever get that answered, but there is a sense of hope at the end, and I think that was kind of intentional. Like, this guy, we hope that he's taken care of outside of this rigged plan, and that to me shows up again in the box too, in kind of this final interaction with Norma and Arthur. Again, I think Richard Kelly doesn't say which one it is. He doesn't say like, yeah, it's going to be this, and you get a sense that it's filled with melodrama. So of course these characters are gonna try to sweeten the end of their life with something. And so, Richard Kelly might still in the end be an agnostic or an atheist or something like that, but he's at least giving the characters enough dignity to have hope for something. And and I've always felt that's something special about Richard Kelly's movies that kind of separate him from other puzzle box movie directors like Christopher Nolan and I think we talked about like Ari Aster. That's not really a puzzle box. That's more of a pain
torture
box.
porn,
grief
porn,
but
grief porn.
But I've always felt like that was something that kind of set him apart. I think he is interested in discussing these rigged systems, but he also is interested in how do you get out of them. So,
and he's interested in the humanity.
Yeah.
Thad is over there. He's like, seriously, guys, seriously.
What?
Seriously,
No,
we just watched the box.
Good point, and I had not considered that. Like, as much as I've been shitting all over this movie, it's been interesting to hear you guys' thoughts, and it has made me, I guess, appreciate things about really all three of his movies that I didn't before. And I still wouldn't say I like any of them, but
yeah, fair enough.
I don't think
appreciation is great. We love appreciation.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I would ever say Richard Kelly is not an ambitious filmmaker. Like, and I will give him credit, and I can respect him in that sense. But yeah, anyway.
Even I, who like Richard Kelly, can recognize that he's overly ambitious.
Yeah,
I will say that 100% for sure.
And I think he would say that. Because if you read the story around Southland Tales, that was hell for him too. So.
Interesting. I have not read that, but that's interesting to know.
I'll see if I can find that article, because there's like this long, lengthy article about him talking about the making of Southland Tales and all the shit that happened around it. Pretty fascinating, really. So,
I noticed we're getting close to the time it's going to cut us off, and I did just want to bring one other thing up, if I may. So
this will be the best way to end it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is towards the end of the film. I forget exactly where it happens, but one of the squealy NSA, I believe, guys is talking to Stewart, and he says, "Sir, if you don't mind my asking, why a box?" To which Stewart replied, and I wrote this whole thing down: "Your home is a box. Your car is a box on wheels. You drive to work in it. You drive home in it. You sit in your home staring into a box. It erodes your soul while the box that is your body inevitably withers, then dies, whereupon it is placed in the ultimate box to slowly decompose." And I mean, 10 out of 10, no notes. That is a perfect line. That sounds exactly like actual dialogue someone would say in that scenario. And it is great when movies and TV shows lecture us about watching movies and TV shows. That is my favorite trope in the world.
Oh.
That line was so bad. I was like, I have to bring that up because that is.
It did stick out. I'll admit it does stick out, but
that line is definitely on the nose or on the button in this case.
On the button, yeah. Well, guys, have y'all pushed each other's buttons enough?
I know my buttons have been pushed.
Ooh,
your nerd buttons.
Nerd buttons. Ugh. Yuck.
Thadd, thank you for coming on the show, watching this deplorable film again, and trying to convince us that we are full of shit. I don't think,
by the way,
unsuccessful.
Dang it.
Unsuccessful, but you did get us to say he's overly ambitious.
Okay.
So
but endearing. It was an endearing attempt.
Yeah. Yes, it was an endearing attempt.
Thank you guys both for inviting me. This was a blast. I really enjoyed it. So thank you for having me on and for making me watch this film that I never would have watched otherwise.
And never will watch again.
I mean, you never know. Maybe someone else will hear this podcast. They'll be like, hey, I'm covering the box. You want to come on and shit on it with me?
It will become part of Thadd's
Jamison
personality.
And I will be there to listen to it.
Yeah. That everybody is trying to get him to watch the box over and over again.
He can't get away. There's no exit. That
this is his rigged game.
I'm just gonna be staring into a box until it erodes my soul and the box that is my body decays.
Exactly.
Hey Thadd, I've just got one question to leave, and we're gonna cut it right after I ask this question.
Okay. Wait, do I get to answer it, or are you just
No,
gonna...
you don't get to answer it.
Okay.
Thadd, what's in the box?